morning. It's actually afternoon, but morning for me because I just got up maybe like a half hour ago because a phone call from the VA hospital woke me up. We're going to start with cake batter chapstick. Yeah. I will come on with just skincare on, as you see. All of my glorious trollness. But I will not go long without moisturizing my lips. So no, it's okay to do videos without face paint on, but keep your lips moisturized. Chapstick, lip balm, Carmex, Tillamook, lip oil, something. Make sure you're moisturizing your lips. And so we're going to talk about Empties. Let me know when y'all first wake up. Do your eyes tear for a while? And actually the last couple of days, my eyes have been like really teary, and I don't know why. Maybe it's that candle I've been lighting. Think about it. That might be it. Well, I'm telling me to think about it because that really might be it. So we're going to talk about stuff that I finished already. Well, yeah, stuff that we did finish. The new one that I opened up. Stuff that I finished that will be finished soon. I know I'm not making sense because I'm still half asleep. We're going to talk about empties. I normally don't do these videos because when something is empty, I don't like clutter. I just throw the container away. But I was finishing up a few things at around the same time. So I'm like, ooh, okay, that's your video. So something that I did already finish was the Fenty eyeshadow primer. And it says Pro Filter Amplifying Eye Primer. And it says Invisipink. This is a newish one because I did finish the other one. I do finish these in maybe like 4 or 5 months, I want to say. So yeah, so this is a newish one that I have been using, and I do finish the Fenty, primer and foundation in about 8 months. And so I don't have that to show you because when those were done, I said, you know what? And I did finish the Pat McGrath face primer too, but I still have foundation left. So I've just been using the Milk Hydro Grip face primer, and this is 1.52 ounces. It's in an airless pump, so you can see exactly where it is. And so I have this much left, and the PAO says this will be done, well, expired by June. I am sure I will finish this because this right now is the only primer I have open, and I am insistent on finishing. So for my Estee Lauder foundation, I did finish it. I had it in an airless pump because in the bottle, this is the new one that I have not opened yet, it stopped pumping a steady stream. And so I knew it was getting to where it wasn't just filtering into the pump. And so I had put it in here. Again, this is a new one I haven't opened yet. And so in the airless pump, it got to a point where it stopped pumping. And so what I was doing in my last few makeup videos is I was taking the lid off, and I was using a Q-tip. Oh, it's still wet inside because I was trying to clean it. I was using a Q-tip, and I did get like 4 more days use out of what was in here that wasn't pumping. And yeah, so the Estee Lauder one is done, and the PAO for Estee Lauder is 24 months. And when I looked at the time frame, because label who are here, I put labels on stuff, and I opened this, I think like either almost a year ago. Yeah, almost a year ago. The PAO is 24 months. And so I did finish this, even with rotating the Estee Lauder with the Fenty and with Pat McGrath. I still finished this in a year. And I'm like, because I really thought it was going to last longer since I was using 2 other foundations too, but I finished this in a year. And I was just like, what? So anyway, so I am excited about that. And so now what I will be using is the rest of my Pat McGrath. This is an airless pump. I wear shade M18. Let me back up. Estee Lauder, I wear 4N2. Pat McGrath, I wear M18. And so this is what's left in here. This is a bottle that's not open yet. And so I will just be using the Pat McGrath and the Milk Primer. And once this is done, then I'll open up a new Pat, a new Estee Lauder, and a new Fenty. And so I'm just excited that I am actually using up stuff. And the PAO for this is June. And I'm sure I will be done this amount of foundation by June. And so I do finish foundations because I only had the 3 open. And I do use the Pat primer with the Pat foundation, the Fenty primer with the Fenty foundation. And when the primers run out, then, you know, my go-to is the milk. And what don't I have? I don't have an Estee Lauder primer, and so I do use the milk with that. And so, but this works with all of those three foundations that I use. I am almost finished the Estee Lauder concealer. I wear shade 4 in. It did have a wand and a sponge tip. The sponge tip broke off, and so I just cut the whole thing off, and I use a lipstick applicator that I just stick in here, and I am scraping the edges. And I don't know if you can see those black spots and those marks because I am scraping. So this is almost done. What I don't like is that I can't tell like how much is in here. And I think I'm going to take the stopper out, but I definitely know it's almost done because I am scraping. And I do have a new one on standby. I do not run out of staple products, y'all. I do not. So I do have a new one that's waiting, the same as I have the new foundations waiting and the new primers waiting. But the Estee Lauder concealer, the PAO for this is also 24 months. And I do finish this up, I will say, seems about a year. Label whore here. So my label says I open this July 13th, 2023. The PAO would be July 13th, 2025. And this is March 1st, 2024. And so, wow, this has only been open since July last year. August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. So this has only been open 8 months. And so I would finish this in a year, even though the PAO is 24 months. And what I like about products with 24-month PAO is that even if you're rotating it with other products, the same as Estee Lauder, I still will finish it before it technically should be dead. And so, but yeah, this is about a year. So I'm actually surprised, but I shouldn't be because this is the only concealer that I use. But that's almost done and I'm excited. I just get really excited when I finish up stuff. What I don't talk about a lot is the Fenty brow pencil. I finished this in a few months, and so I keep backups of this one, and I usually don't say, why might I say, oh yeah, it's almost done, look, it's just a little piece left. But normally I don't make a big deal out of that, or the Fenty primer, because I go through them, it seems fairly quickly. I remember in a video I mentioned, it wasn't an empty video, just a regular video, that I was almost done the Fashion Fair Set It Loose powder. The shade is Truly Tawny. And I said I wasn't going to keep the container because I already have an empty one because I just love the sifter. And when I showed the picture of it, I had already taken the sifter out and I was just using the residual powder from in the container. But I did wash it out, so I didn't want to keep it, which I'm sure I don't need it. I already have one that I have used before. If there's a powder I buy and I don't like the sifter, I'll dump it into this one. But this is a new one that I started using. So I do finish primers, I do finish foundations, I do finish loose setting powders. This is the only setting powder I use. And the same with Estee Lauder. The PAO for this is 24 months. And I do finish it in about a year. And again, it is the only one that I use, which I'm sure makes a difference. So let's move on to skincare because I'm surprised. I'm surprised at this right here. I finished this last night, well, this morning before I went to sleep. Dr. Dennis Gross B3 Adaptive Superfoods Stress Repair Face Cream. This is a 2-ounce jar and it was $72. And there was a sale or something, and I said, let me check Amazon. He has an Amazon store. This is in the Amazon store, and when I checked last night, this is not on his website, but it's in his Amazon store, so I think that's weird. But what's good about it is, on the Amazon site, this is $37. When it was on his website, it was $72, so I'm kind of like, what? So my concern is that they're phasing it out, and my skin loves this, and I have been trying other moisturizers here and there, and my skin is like, no, we want Dennis Stress Repair face cream. And so I'm trying not to be apprehensive because I do have backups of this, and this is the one that I finished. And y'all, look at this. I was scraping last night. Like, I didn't wash this. I was like like, you see nothing in here. And so I did this morning open up a backup that I had, and it tells me on my label whore here, that I opened this November 17th, 2023. The PAO was 12 months. So December, January, February 17th would have been 3 months. This is March 1st. So I used this in about 3.5 months. I'm like, what? That surprised me, because I started using this only as part of my wake up routine, because at night I put on, different serums, daytime too, but not as many, different serums and, other actives and, skincare stuff. And so I didn't feel like I needed this at night. And I'm going to go further into that in a moment. So I was just using this in the morning. Well, not morning, because I go to sleep in the morning, but my wake up skincare routine, and I still finished this in like 3.5 months. That surprised me. And so anyway, I do have a few backups of these, but I'm concerned that eventually it's going to disappear, even from his Amazon store. And I think so, because I think they are phasing it out of his it's not on his website. So I'm just like, why? So I'm glad it's in his Amazon store, because it's only $37. And so I'm considering getting a couple more backups, since I'm going through it in like 3.5 months. And so that's what, at least 3 or 4 of these a year. Yeah, so I do finish this up. It is a thick cream. And so I find I only need a little bit of it. And because I put on my serums first, because in the daytime I put on my eye serum from him, eye cream from him, I put on an Olay serum and the Peter Thomas Roth Potency Serum. We're going to talk about that too. And because my face is already slick from all the serums, I only need a little bit of this. And so to still finish this in 3.5 months, I'm just like, why? And just using it once a day. So I'm not understanding, unless it's just the size of the jar. Because even when you look at it, this dark part, this is just the base of the jar. So if you can see where it's light, it's only product from here to here. But still and it's 2 ounces. And so it still seems like it would be more in here, or maybe I'm using more than I think, but I'm really not using a lot. So, but that's empty, and I'm just like confused by that. I spoke about the Peter Thomas Roth serum. I use this as part of my wake up routine. As I said, I put on Dentist eye serum, Dentist eye cream, the Olay face serum, and then I put this on my face. This is not, and usually I use 1 pump. Now I'm using 2 pumps, because 1 full pump doesn't pump out, so I know it's almost empty. And I opened this, oh my gosh. And I talked about this in another video. Actually, I did a review of this product. I opened this October 21st, 2023. This is March 1st, 2024. So November, December, January, February, March. So about 4.5 months I used this up, and this is expensive. So when it's on sale, I do buy backups, but I talked about that in that video. So since this is not pumping out in a full pump, and I'm having to do like 2 or 2.5 pumps just to get 1 full pump, what I'll do is I'll take a jar. This came in a set on Amazon, different sizes, and I'll open this. And I will take this out. I'll unscrew it and take it out. And I will put this in upside down. And I'll let it sit for, a day. Because I only use this in the morning. So I'll let it sit all day. And when I take this out of here, there's product in here that will last me maybe like another 4 days. And so sometimes longer. At least 4 days. So whenever you have something that's not pumping anymore, and if you can get the top off, put it inside of a cosmetic jar, a container, because there's still product in here. It's just not enough for it to pump through the pump. So this is just about empty. I do have some on standby, and I'm using this in like 4.5, 5 months. And I'm just like, skincare is an investment, so I'm trying not to be like, what? Why, what? Another thing that I finished, but I didn't open up a new one yet, and I do feel like my skin is missing it, because my skin has been more dry lately. I've noticed. I'm talking about the Drunk Elephant Protein-E Power Peptide Research Serum, 10% lactic acid, and it also says 11 signal peptides, pH 3.3. I haven't opened up a new one yet, because I wanted to finish up other skincares, and I wanted to see, like, was it making a difference for my skin? And this I only used at nighttime, and I used it maybe a couple times a week, but I finished it. I finished the entire thing within the 12-month PAO, and I'm just like, what? Because I I don't know why I think I don't use a lot of product, even though I use, I have like a nice assortment of stuff. But I was surprised when I started pumping it and it wasn't wanting to pump. I'm just like, wait a minute. And so I didn't open a new one because I just wanted to see, like, was it really making a difference or whatever. And I do have backups because I found them less than half off on Amazon, because this full price is like I think $80 something, and I'm like, ooh. And somebody said, oh, you should check Amazon, and I did, and they were less than half price, and so I bought like 3 of them. But this I use in a year before the PAO, so I do use this up within 12 months. And that's only using it like twice a week. But what I noticed, not using this, my skin has been drier. And again, I use it before I go to sleep. And so when I get up, my face, I've been having dry patches on my face. I'm just like, so I'll be opening this. I'll be opening up the new one. Another thing that is almost done but not quite is the Drunk Elephant Bouncy Bright Facial Mask. It says correct and clarify, has 10% oxalic acid, 1% salicylic acid, and it says triple antioxidant brightening complex. This I was using like twice a week. I started using it more because the POA says this should be dead on March 8th. Today is March 1st. And so it does say use 2 or 3 pumps as the last step of your skincare routine. I was only using like 1 pump, but I have noticed using the 2 pumps now because I don't want to waste it. And I am using it more than just, twice a week. And my skin is really loving it. And because this is a thick cream, that's why I had stopped using the dentist at night. And even when I don't put this on, because I'm putting on other serums and, this other Drunk Elephant thing and other creams, and my skin doesn't need extra moisture at night. Well, in the morning before I go to sleep. But this is just about done, and I know it is because it doesn't do 1 full pump anymore, which for me really was enough for my whole face. But now I'm having to do like 2 or 3 pumps to get out the 1 full pump, the same as with the Peter serum that I just talked about. And so I do have a backup of this. I found it on sale somewhere. This is expensive too. But this is about to be gone. And I'm just like, how am I finishing up like 3 things at the same time? And so that is that. And so that is it for this video. Just short, sweet. Let me know things that are staples for you, that you have, that you refuse to be without. And let me know stuff that you actually finish up, and if you would repurchase it. Everything I've shown you, I already have backups of, so I'm going to keep using it. And I am a creature of habit. If my skin loves it, I keep getting it. I do believe skincare is an investment. And so that is going to be it for this video. So let me know that below. What do you finish up? And if you will continue to repurchase it, and why or why not, because your comment may help someone else if they're curious about that particular item, that particular product, whether it's makeup or skincare. And so thank you for being here. We didn't do the intro, but as always, self-acceptance, self-love, that is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Thank you, and you will see me soon.